Welcome to Girl Talk. Thanks for tuning in and joining us today. As you can see, we're filming on site at Bella Domicile there in Fitchburg on Nesbitt Road.
Nesbitt
right?
Road.
Yeah.
We'll say it. I know. All together now.
Yes. In one of their kitchen displays. Speaking of kitchens, we'll actually head to one of their, it's a client's home now, right?
It is, yes.
Where they redid the kitchen, and my understanding is it was kind of a cookie cutter kind of kitchen that they...
You always have to bring up cookies, don't you?
I did that again, didn't I? And yes. they remodeled it to be very specific to her needs. She's a chef or a cook or something like that?
Yes, she's a sort of a local celebrity chef, and I think it'll be a really neat example of, if you are somebody that is a cook or a chef, there's a lot of little, gadgets and ways that your kitchen can be specialized for you. And that's what they do. I mean, that's what they're good at here, is making things unique for your lifestyle.
I'm always surprised when we come here and they pull out a shelf and something magic happens that you never would have expected.
Wait a minute, there's a blender in there. I know, totally.
There's fairy dust all over the place.
No, but it's great. But I mean, if you're an organized person and you like things to kind of be tucked away but still accessible, this is the kind of dreams are made of in a kitchen, right? Where you don't have stuff all over the counters, but you still have a lot of storage and a lot of useful items at reach. So we'll show you a very good example of that outside of the showroom today.
Right in use.
Yeah.
So not only beautiful, but functional.
Exactly.
The best of both worlds.
Just
really.
like Janet.
Oh. Moving on. Mentoring positives. So when's the last time you thanked someone that had a real impact on your life? Think about when you were a kid or even as an adult, if there's someone that encouraged you or helped you or guided you. We'll be talking with Mentoring Positives. Yeah. Jessa, tell us a little bit more about that.
So this is an organization that is helping folks who have all kinds of needs, whether it be financial, whether it be support in terms of finding jobs. There's a lot of different projects that they have underway that I'm really excited to learn more about, but I know that they're in need of support, and I think this is the perfect time of year to be thinking about those kinds of things because, we get in the giving spirit, and it's a great time to get involved with a local charity. I know a lot of people have their organizations that they give to regularly on a national basis, and I think that's great, but I also think it's really nice when you can give to an organization that helps people right here in your own community.
Definitely.
So I'm just excited for you guys to learn more and for us to learn more and possibly, find ways to get involved and give back if that's something that you can afford to do, either financially or with your time.
With your time as a mentor, sure. Lots of ways you can help. And everybody's got a specialty, something that you're good at. And to share that with someone is really special on both ends of the equation.
That's interesting that you mentioned that because, yes, I think it brings a lot of self-fulfillment too, even though that might not be the reason you got involved.
Sure.
So lots of great feeling things happening today.
A little off topic, but on topic, there was a Friends episode where there was this controversy of whether being generous was really selfish because of the good feelings you get.
The bee sting.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, there's some truth to that, but what a great thing that you get to feel good for helping somebody else.
We'll learn more about them. Did you guys get one of these in the mail?
I didn't get
very rarely
in the mail, but I wish I did.
Orange.
Like the end.
I don't like whatever.
Usually I don't like what's inside, mostly bills.
This is a good thing. This is Orange Theory Fitness. We're going to be chatting with them actually next. And they've got another new facility opening up. This is Mineral Point Road, I think. And
that's great.
I've heard nothing.
Sprouting up all over the place.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about people who have joined that gym. So it's exciting to have them as part of our show and teach us their ways because they have a method to the madness, right? It's not just, willy-nilly burn some calories and hope for the best. They have a process, which is
there's a method to the madness.
Something I may need, yeah.
All right, well, we will be checking in with them next. We'll take a break and we'll be right back on Girl Talk. Welcome back to Girl Talk. Well, we are in the throes of the holiday season and all that fun food and festivities always comes with a little bit of a price. With us we have Tracy.
What are you talking about?
She's like, speak for yourself. Tracy Gridley is from Orange Theory Fitness, and she's got some tips to help us stay on track throughout the holiday season so we don't fall off that wagon too badly.
Janet's been talking a lot about cookies so far today, so
It's just-
moderation, some help.
It just happens. I can't help it. Tracy, welcome. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
First, let's talk about Orange Theory a little bit. And you guys are opening up a new studio. You're really making waves here in Madison. Tell our viewers more about Orange Theory and what your philosophy is there.
Okay, for sure. Well, Orange Theory Fitness, for one, is one of the fastest growing, one of the top workouts in the country by a multitude of sources, Men's Journal most recently. We do have 2 studios, and our west side just opened last week, so we're full running in both of our studios. We run a 1-hour, 60-minute workout. It's 30 minutes of endurance, 30 minutes of power and strength. And midway through the class, we switch those groups, so we have people divided into 2 groups. So everybody is guaranteed variety and a lot of challenge. So we train in 5 heart rate zones. That's all backed by science. Everybody wears a heart rate monitor. That's all viewed up on a large screen in the studio, so everybody can monitor their progress as they go.
They can just look up on the screen.
Yep, they can see where they're at, and we're telling them where they need to be, and they can see whether they are there or not. And every class is run by a coach or a personal trainer, and we're there to support them, help them so they don't overtrain or undertrain. Typically, women burn somewhere between 500 and 700 calories per class.
Wow.
Gentlemen between 700 and 1,000. So
That's a lot of cookies, right?
I was
That
just
is
right?
cookies.
I know, right?
how many cookies
Or
can
less
you get
cookies
for
and
that?
getting your body where you want. Okay.
No, that's probably the better mindset. there.
Moderation.
Yeah.
It's always moderation. Yeah.
So, Tracy, specifically to you, how did you get involved with personal training? And then, more so, what attracted you to Orange Theory?
As far as personal training goes, I've always been active. I've always been involved in fitness. It wasn't until after I had my kids in my late 30s that I wasn't quite getting my body back where I wanted to get it.
Right.
And so I hired a personal trainer and a health coach, and she kind of helped me with everything, my food, my exercise. And through that process, long story short, I was just inspired to do some of that myself. It's like I wanted to help other people reach their goals and maintain that. Also helps keep me in check a little bit.
Yeah, so rewarding on so many levels.
It's like, if I can't do what I'm asking you to do. So there's that. But Orange Theory Fitness, when I found it, was just it really resonated with the way that I've trained people for 10 years.
Okay.
I've had my clients wearing heart rate monitors for everything that we do, and so that just the whole product from top to bottom, inside and out, just resonated with me. And there isn't anything, I've been with them almost a year now, that has veered me, and I love the product more and more and more. Yeah.
And 2 things kind of come to mind as you've been describing this process and sort of your involvement, but how it works I think is really nice because the way that the classes are set up, you really only have to get through a half an hour before there's a change. So I think that in terms of just mindset, knowing that I've got a half an hour of strength and then I get to move on to this other piece
It
or
isn't even a
vice
half
versa.
hour all the time. It's really, we're breaking it down into intervals. So I'm telling you what you need to do minute by minute on the treadmills and minute by minute in the weight room. So
Yeah.
you're just thinking about what I'm asking you to do within that minute or 2 or
I can
5.
just get through this minute.
Yeah,
And you can. And everybody that does a class, especially for the first time, they say, wow, it went so fast. It went so fast.
And the other thing that I think is really important is just the effectiveness. You're talking about making sure that your body is reaching a certain level, not too much, but you're staying right in that zone that you're recommending.
Right.
So a lot of people, potentially are going and spending an hour on a workout that might not be doing them a whole lot of good.
Right.
You're making sure that we're going to get the most bang for our buck, so to speak, out of that hour.
Right.
I think that's really great. I really like what you're doing. What do you think? Give us some tips here, just really briefly, because we got to go in just a few seconds. But holiday season, what's the toughest thing? What's the most important thing to get us through?
I think the most important thing is consistency. Finding something that resonates with you. And I'm telling you, Orange Theory Fitness, if you haven't found it, you have now. Like it's the product. And so keeping that consistency. And during the holidays, putting yourself first. I tell my clients every morning, if you are not doing your workouts in lieu of shopping and all the stress that's in your life, you should be doing your workouts first, putting you first, and all that stuff's going to be that much easier and that much less stressful.
Yeah,
and you're going to be there for your family. Big thing we have coming up that I want to make sure I get in is we have our weight loss challenge starting January 7th. It's going to run 6 weeks. Number one winner gets $2,500, one winner in each studio.
Very nice.
$2,500. What a great way to end the segment. Thanks so much.
Yes, for sure.
Alrighty, we'll be back with more Girl Talk right after this. Welcome back to Girl Talk. January is National Mentor Month. Did you know that?
I didn't.
I bet you knew that.
I did know that.
So what better time to meet our next guest? This is Will Green. He's with Mentoring Positives right here in Madison. Thanks for joining us today, Will.
Well, thanks for having me.
Pleasure
thanks
meeting
for
you.
Having me.
Before cameras were rolling, you told me that you are in your 11th year of this organization, and that's really something. Give us a little background on why you started this organization.
Yeah, I started this program just really because the loss of my mom, basically, that was my inspiration. Her name was Muriel Pipkins. She was 46 years old and she passed away from breast cancer. So I took her initials and created Mentoring Positives in 2004.
And what's the mainstay of your organization?
Really, it's just mentoring at-risk kids in our community. It's located on the east side of Madison in the Darbo-Worthington Park neighborhood, and we do a lot of our programming out of the Salvation Army there in the Darbo neighborhood.
Oh, you're making some differences on little ones. That's
Definitely
so
changing
important.
a lot of kids' lives, a lot
Good
of
for
kids
you.
and families' lives. So.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your 5 to 10 year plan?
Yeah, 5 to 10-year plan. Really, what I expect is Mentoring Positives to be involved in a lot of social entrepreneurship, giving kids and families a different opportunity to get involved in a lot of different things other than the traditional going to college career pathway. So I'm a firm believer you can be whatever you want to be. I come from Gary, Indiana, #1 murder capital at the time. So for me to be sitting here today, I never imagined that I'd be doing this. So.
Well,
it's a blessing.
congratulations. Yeah, this is an incredible thing that you're doing. Congratulations on 11 years of this incredible work. Sorry to hear about your loss, but way to turn something so tough into such an impactful thing for other people who may be struggling. So great time to talk about this as people are thinking about giving back, and a great time to get involved and just get started. And that's what I want to touch on next is, for viewers out there, I think your story is touching, and I think what you're doing is really touching. How can people help you?
Really, right now we're in a $100,000 campaign, and really what that's about is really giving teens and young adults jobs in the community. Unemployment is pretty high, especially for the 16 to 25-year-olds in our community. And really, we created a salsa called Off the Block. So it's in Metcalf's, Hilldale, and Westtown. And
it's really a salsa.
Yeah.
it really
I was
is.
thinking, here you are off the block somewhere having a dance.
Not at all.
food.
It
Glad we
is a
cleared
food.
that up.
Yeah, I
it
am
is a
glad we
food.
cleared that up.
So tell us a little bit more about the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, I got some boys to get in the garden about 6 years ago, so we were growing our own tomatoes and peppers. We had an acre of land from Holy Cross Church, and we called it the Edible Acre. And so we started growing tomatoes and peppers, and Tim Metcalf, actually, who has a homeless campaign going on Facebook right now to give bus passes to the homeless, he messaged me on Facebook and was like, hey dude, let's get this salsa in the store. And so before we knew it, the boys wanted to get it in the store, and I didn't know if we would or not, but we did eventually. And
great.
it's been a great ride. They called it Off the Block. They came up with the name, and our motto is from our hood to your table. So that's our focus right now with that. Creating an entrepreneur program. Black Hawk Church gave us some support to do that, and it's been great. I work with a bunch of great kids. And it's a blessing, I'm just a vehicle. It's bigger than us.
But is it good salsa?
It is great salsa. Actually, it's the #1 and 2 salsas we had. At Metcalf's, we had the Battle of the Salsa, so we had 50 local and national salsas there. And our spicy got #1 and our mild got #2 in both Metcalf's.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
So not only for a great cause, but also
Some dang good salsa.
Dang good salsa. It goes back to help, all the proceeds go back to help to support the programs in mentoring positive. So it's just a great way to get you some good taste in salsa, but also giving back.
Yeah, that puts a good taste in your mouth all around, right?
No doubt about
So
it.
before we wrap up, we just have a little bit of time left.
Yeah.
People can buy salsa at Metcalf's,
Yes.
and if they want to help you achieve that $100,000 goal, where else do they go? On your website? or-
They can go to our website, www.mentoringpositives.org, and you can definitely donate right through that website. And people have been leaving great messages because we just had an event down at Wisconsin Institute of Discovery. So it's been great support at the end of this year, and I'm just appreciative of all the people that's been supporting us.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank
Very
you
great
for-
organization.
thanks for having us,
Good luck to you.
ladies.
We'll be right back with more Girl Talk.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. As promised, we have ventured outside of Bella Domicile and actually come into a home where they have done some fabulous work. We are joined by Dondi Zombat-Falvey, lead designer at Bella Domicile, and Donna Weihoffen, who is a nutritionist and the connoisseur of cooking, if I may say
Oh,
so.
I don't know about that, but I enjoy it.
I agree. I agree.
We're so thankful for you letting us into your home
you're
and
welcome.
letting us be a little bit a part of your holiday traditions and
Yes.
holiday cooking. So thank you very much for that. What are you going to do for us today?
I thought we'd make a really easy holiday meal. I want it to be colorful, but something that anybody can do. And our favorite recipe of all times is a teriyaki pork tenderloin. It's in one of my cookbooks called Magic Spices. And in this cookbook, well, first of all, my daughters liked it so well, they didn't even want me to give the recipe away. And so I put it in my cookbook. So that didn't help.
No, it
But
didn't.
so all it is taking pork tenderloin and marinating it in a teriyaki sauce and then putting it on the grill. 100% of the time this recipe works.
Oh, wonderful.
And so I have grilled that already. And then I made baked stuffed potatoes, which is really easy to do. And you just bake potatoes and mash them. So that's the standard meal. But I want to dress it up a little bit. So we're going to dress up the pork with some cranberry sauce.
Okay.
And I'm going to start out with fresh cranberries and put them in a frying pan. And by the way, this is my favorite pan of all times. It's called Swiss Diamond.
Oh.
If you don't have a Swiss Diamond pan, you need one.
Must have.
Okay. Yeah, it is the best. So the cranberries, I have about 2 cups of cranberries and about 1/4 of a cup of water. But the secret to this recipe is going to have some brandy.
That's the secret.
That's
Now
the
I know why they
secret.
didn't want it given away.
So I'm going to cook the cranberries with a little brandy. And then also, I'm going to add sugar-free apricot preserves. You could use the regular if you like, but this will save a ton of calories.
You're very
So it's going
smart.
to add some sweetness. It's going to cook up. I'm going to also add a little bit of nutmeg. Just
Perfect. That's such a great flavoring,
touch of
yes.
nutmeg. Turn up, and then also some apple slices.
And one of the things that you've mentioned a couple times, and Dondi actually was telling me a little bit about this before we started, that these recipes and the recipes in your cookbook are really simple things. So for busy people, you know, you can have some really nice meals that are healthy, but aren't going to take you all afternoon to try and understand and run out to the grocery store, as you said,
do
things
not
in your
have to-
kitchen.
One of the things about the magic spices, I use common everyday spices. I said, all you need is this group of spices, and that's all you need.
Really
And you
smart.
can make all kinds of things.
But
So
it really dresses up the recipes. Everything is one paragraph in that book.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I like as a busy working lady.
Right.
But the little tweaks you do with the spices elevate the meal, and I think the other thing is everything is super healthy in there.
And I want to get to the kitchen component too, because you are a nutritionist. You do all these lovely meals for folks as they come over and as you entertain, and for other people to do in their own homes. But you did this beautiful remodel that Bella Domicile came in and took care of
because
you.
Dondi did it for me. Yes. Oh.
So talk to me about some of the elements that are important to you when you began planning for your lifestyle.
Well, I said to Donnie, I have to have an attractive kitchen. That's the number one thing. It has to be attractive. Secondly, efficient. and with really kind of quality, like cupboards and things like that. And also, I had a space, and and Dondi, I said, this is all I've got. I just have this one space. So I could never do this by myself. Dondi had to create this, this plan, and she actually gave me 3 plans. Didn't you?
Yep.
So some options.
This
And
was
some
option
options.
3,
This
actually.
was option 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
what's
I'm
behind door number
okay.
3?
Well, it was a really huge difference from what was here. But you know where it all came from was I went over to Donna's house that she was living in at the time, and everything centered around her cooktop. This kitchen had
This
actually
is
just a
gorgeous,
range.
by the way. Okay.
I couldn't see Donna with her back to her guests.
I know.
just
Otherwise,
couldn't
I'd
see
be
them.
cooking like this to the
Right.
camera, and that wouldn't be very
And
smart.
these are the kinds of things that come into mind. So this was actually a sort of cookie cutter condo space,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Right.
So that's one of the main changes that you made was you didn't want her back to her guests. Any other big things that really are important elements?
Well, I think the main thing is you can individualize the space for what people like Donna needed. They had a buffet over here with some glass doors. She totally was not interested in that. She needed a lot of storage. She's got a lot of food products that she needs to have
all these
available.
lovely pans like you
Yep.
mentioned.
Right. I
Exactly.
needed the storage, so instead of didn't need to show off things. I needed really good storage.
Practical.
Practical storage.
Making the space work.
And
So
I think that's something that we've learned from being at Bella in the showroom is there's a great way to get a lot of storage and have things put away but still accessible. Because
Right.
that's one of my pet peeves is when you've got it all looking beautiful, but when you go to use it, you got to move everything around and it's
Right.
not easy to get to. But you've incorporated some really great elements.
Yep.
to
We're
make
going to
it
show you.
easy.
And also, I wanted my refrigerator covered. I didn't want, my kitchen extends into my living room, and so I didn't want people sitting in my living room and looking at a big white refrigerator.
Sure.
And so we covered the refrigerator, and after a while, when you take a look at my kitchen, you'll see that you don't even know where the refrigerator is. So
Isn't
that's
that something? That's
that's
an
what's
interesting
awesome.
point. I didn't notice the
I-
refrigerator.
no,
upon
you
walking
did-
in.
no.
You know what I did notice was this beautiful range
In
in
the
your
cooktop.
wonderful counter space.
Right.
So
look at that. Those cranberries are popping open already.
Right, they are.
at
And
that.
so this would be a finished sauce. So when my sauce is finished, it'll cook up, thicker like this.
That's beautiful.
And so what I'm going to do is take the cranberries, I'm going to have the camera follow me over here, and put the cranberry sauce on top of the pork. So we'll finish it up and I can just add a little bit of this to show you how beautiful it is. And the soup is a carrot soup. And all of this can be done ahead. You can do the potatoes ahead, the soup ahead, the sauce ahead, and then just grill your meat at the last minute.
How smart. Well, what an inspiration. So wonderful to get to see you in action. It's
Thank
been
you.
just a pleasure. This is Donna Wyhoff, a nutritionist. Her book is Magic Spices. There's over 200 recipes in there. And we're so glad to be here in your gorgeous kitchen
Thank
by
you.
Bella Domicile.
Oh.
This is Donna Zambat
Yes.
Falvey from Bella Domicile. It's been just a pleasure, ladies. Thanks so much.
Thank you to Dondi. I wouldn't have this kitchen without her. I mean, it's so well planned. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is just one example of a gorgeous kitchen that these folks have worked on over at Bella Domicile. We want to thank Bella Domicile and Donna Wyhoffen for joining us. Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for watching. Please join us next time for Girl Talk.